Victoria's our oldest of 3 children, a very empathetic child and young adult.
So Victoria was at the Boston Marathon with friends. She was about 5 feet from the first explosion, and she was saved by 4 first responders.
She had severe damage to her left leg, and her injury led her to want to talk with servicemen and women who might have gone through issues like that.
So she was at an appointment at her surgeon's office, and in walked a veteran, and he talked to Victoria in the waiting room, and her natural sense of caring and empathy led her to want to get involved helping other veterans. And then she was introduced to FourBlock.
I first met Victoria just visiting the Boston class, and she was one of the coaches there who was volunteering her time to mentor some of the veterans who were transitioning out. And it was just, she was a wonderful young lady. She was going to Northeastern. She was interning at Goldman Sachs.
So Victoria was injured in the 2013 marathon, and then 3 years later, she tragically ascended in a car accident. But we were really trying to see, how can this make a difference? How can the impact of this event impact lives?
Her parents reached out and said, in lieu of flowers, we want folks to donate to FourBlock because her volunteer service with us was so meaningful to her. So after talking to Victoria's parents, we decided that we wanted to create an award in her name. So we launched the Victoria McGrath Service Award. And every year we honor her by recognizing someone like her who gives back to the veteran community like she did.
We're very honored that FourBlock would honor Victoria's name with this award, and we think it's great.
Pat created Candorful because she believed veterans deserve better when they come back home. Pat has had a very successful career, and she could have done anything with the last part of that, but she chose to found a nonprofit that served veterans, and I think that's very admirable. It's amazing.
I have worked in engineering at a number of Fortune 500 companies, then had a beautiful child, a daughter, and opted to stay home with her for a few years. That was a huge decision for me. Then decided it was time for me to get back to work. My daughter was now heading off to college. The concept of not being able to find your place in the corporate world can really be an emotional turmoil. There was one point in time after being rejected from a job opportunity that my head was on the table and I was crying. My pedigree to me felt strong, but I wasn't getting there. I had worked with probably half a dozen transitioning servicemen, helping them reading their MBA applications and giving them advice. And I found that I loved working with these soon-to-be veterans. It becomes clear to me, working with all my fellow career services people, this thing called networking is essential, and the light bulb starts going off in my head about my experience. I gathered a bunch of the transitioning military that I'd helped with their MBA prep, and we set up a phone version of doing mock interviews and having an outside connecting of people who do interviews from industry with maybe half a dozen people who had just done their MBA and now were looking for jobs. And we had overwhelmingly high positive response from people. In 2018, we launched. So at Candorful, we have 130 volunteer interview coaches from industry, and we've impacted 6,000 veterans and military spouses since 2018.
I believe Candorful, as far as transitioning, was a huge critical piece to the puzzle. That was one of the first things that I was told about and I jumped on because I was extremely nervous about interviewing. This award that Pat's being recognized for, it means a lot. There's a lot of people I know that this organization or Candorful has helped, myself included. Coming up with this wonderful idea to create Candorful, something like this that our military veterans can utilize to really guide us through the process of how to interview successfully.
One of the happiest things that I experience is when we hear how someone is doing after their transition. There are a lot of veterans and military spouses who I have held their stories in my heart, and to hear that Celeste is doing well and came back to volunteer for FourBlock is just amazing. And I'm so honored that she came through Candorful and that she's doing well. The doing well part is what makes it all worth it. I did struggle emotionally with not being able to get a job. And I knew that I did not want other people to feel that. And I knew that our veterans, just like Victoria recognized that veterans could use a lift, I recognized that I did not want our veterans to go through the sadness I went through. The Victoria McGrath Award is just an amazing award. What an amazing young lady, an amazing family. I don't even know how to put words to it. I'm beyond honored